Did want to ask you, just show of hands in the windows or comments. Who used Zoom before March 2020? Not me. Oh, we've got one. We've got Ray. All right. We're going to ask you to tell us about that day, those days. And today, who uses Zoom at least once every day? It's like brushing your teeth, right? Once a month, once a week. The point is, it's kind of become part of our language. And I look back onto April 13th, 2020, this was the cover of Bloomberg's Business Week. And it really turned Zoom from rose to the occasion as the world was shutting down and became the way that we communicated. It became probably the most critical worker of the entire pandemic. So in April 20th, which was Passover in 2020, I interviewed the Zoom product team. And an Israeli guy named Oded Gal, Ray, that name will probably be familiar to you. Oded Gal, I said to him, oh my God, how did it go last night? It was Passover around the world. You must have had every Jewish person logging into Zoom. And he answered without missing a beat. He said, yeah, but only for 45 minutes. Because you remember the free version of Zoom has a cap on it. So he said it was blissfully short all over the world. And then I'm going to take you back to what I call the early incidents. Anybody want to just shout out who this is?
Come on, folks, it's a classic.
New Yorker reporter, CNN columnist Jeffrey Toobin. Jeffrey was famously did not shut his camera off, had two screens going, and let's just say he was indulging himself on the second screen, and all his coworkers caught it. He was summarily fired from everything he ever did and kind of ended that career for a bit. I think he may be resuming things now. So I had to ask myself, and I'm going to play this for you and just talk over it. Did just being on Zoom all day make people hornier? Because here's another guy, said he wasn't needed for this meeting, thought he shut his camera. You will see him reappear in about 2 minutes. There he is with his hand lotion and his napkins. The rest of the coworkers are going crazy. And he's really looking to make sure his camera's off. He's really trying, but not working. So there were so many, his team is in shock, basically. So the question to ponder is, what did we do for those years? Moving along, probably one of the most famous ones was this guy. He's a judge. Zoom added some filters, and this one was the famous cat filter that this judge wore, and the audio's soft, so I'll just talk over it. He's trying to explain to the judge why he can't get the cat filter off, and his assistant is helping him. So he's prepared to just keep his testimony going. Now,
at one point, he actually said, I'm not a cat.
Exactly.
Not a cat.
I'm not a cat.
Awesome.
He says, I'm not a cat. And this poor judge is trying to tell him where the video settings are. And this goes on for hours, but he ends up testifying as a cat. And then in the next one, there was a lot of cat humor. So here's another clip of this guy from British Parliament, I think. Cats were everywhere.
Gotta love it.
And nobody kind of knows how to act. You've seen it all, the people swatting their wives away from kissing them, the crying babies. And I'll show you one more. And Beth, so we talked about were people getting hornier during their Zoom calls. Well, now bathroom humor was really prevalent also. And this is the poor Jennifer memory. Jennifer was going to the bathroom, took her camera in with her, and just shocked her entire staff. So that's my quick look at where we've been. And hopefully we've all gotten a little better about our cameras and mics, but we know we still use that mute button. Before I turn it, I think I'm going to stop my share now, if it would stop sharing. We're going to move forward. I'm going to stop my share and introduce Dina again, if you weren't here for the intro. Dina is a fabulous professor of communications, broadcast communications, electronic communications art at San Francisco State. And in her spare time, she makes over people's Zooms. And so I asked her here today to kind of share her knowledge overall about what she sees. She's been a reporter, she's been a producer, she's been a professor, and then to ask any of you, if you're brave enough, to be remade, because she charges a lot of money for this, right, Dina?
I do. Well, depends on what you define as a lot of money, but yeah, I think it's worth the investment. So yeah, I'm happy to work with everybody that took the time to show up today. So thank you.
Yeah, so take it away. I mean, you've seen what we've seen, right? Zoom has become a part of everybody's life, but we haven't gotten, except for a select few, I'm looking at you, Ray Franklin, we haven't gotten much better at of some of the mechanics. And so take it away.
Thank you so much. And thank you for everyone that, again, took the time to be here and are willing, obviously, because you're here, to learn a little bit more about how you can look and sound your best. So my background is, in fact, in news. I was born in the UK, and when I was 6, my family moved to Saudi Arabia, and then I left Saudi Arabia in 1990. I was 15, and you can do the math and figure out how old I am, and went to the American University in Cairo, where I majored in journalism and international relations and got a master's in Middle East studies. And when I was a junior in college, I started reporting. And, you know, I did segment producing for CNN. I worked for a wire service called UPI, United Press International, where we would cover breaking news like Reuters or AP. And so I've done broadcast, I've done print, I've done, you know, newspapers, magazines. And then I moved to London and worked for the BBC World Service Radio in their Arabic section. So after a couple years in London, I decided to get a PhD and looked at programs in the UK, and they were all awful. So I applied to the US and got a full ride to Cornell, and I visited, and I thought, this place is really creepy. If I live here, I will slit my wrists. There was a massive snowstorm in April of 1998. And so I ended up going to the University of Texas at Austin, where the weather was very similar to Saudi Arabia. Scorching heat was perfect for me. So while in Austin, I worked for the NPR affiliate in Austin, KUT, which was in the communications building of the university. And then in 2003, I took a teaching position at San Francisco State, where I've been ever since. So it's coming up on 22 years. The courses that I teach are rooted in being able to effectively communicate on camera, you know, and not everybody is born to do that, right? A lot of us are introverts, shy, self-conscious, right? And so for many, many years, I taught a class called Media Performance. And what I was doing is getting students used to reading scripts off a teleprompter without sounding like a robot, training them to be anchors for the newscast, I know. Now we're all broadcasters. That's the thing. Back then, of course, virtual meetings. Back then, I'm referring to the '90s and the 2000s. We had Skype, right? But it wasn't necessarily as integrated into our work lives the way it is today. So I teach media performance. I co-authored a textbook with Professor Stuart Hyde, who is one of the founders of the broadcasting department at San Francisco State, called Television and Radio Announcing, which was published in 2013, I think, 2012, something like that. I could put a link to it in the
Great. That's what we want to learn. We don't want to learn about you. We want to learn about what you do.
Okay, we have somebody talking. Okay, they're gone.
So I'm very particular about how people look and sound on camera. And I'm very particular about using production aesthetics to enhance our virtual presence. So the point is that my talk today to you guys is rooted in the teaching of, on-camera broadcasting. And of course, broadcasting involves lighting, audio, video. It involves, an understanding of aesthetics, media aesthetics, framing. How do you frame your shot? Camera angles, So I think all that stuff is really not that difficult to understand and implement in our workplace, So now here we are, 2025. We're doing a lot of remote work. We're doing hybrid work. And many of us have home setups. So I'm sick and tired of people's home setups looking like trash when they don't need to. It's very simple to get a good setup and stick to it. And it's also very simple to take a small kit with you when you're on the road and you are doing meetings from a hotel room, an airport, maybe you're in your vacation home, maybe you're not in your home setup, but no matter where you are, it's really important to look and sound your best. I also think this is incredibly important for professional development. So on your next job interview, it is critical that you look and sound your best, that you minimize distractions, So a couple of things. I'm really, really not a fan of virtual backgrounds in general, although I understand why people use them. Some people are very sensitive, private people, and just don't want to share their existing background, which is completely understandable, right? Sometimes, and this is very maybe, 5 to 10% of my meetings, when I'm exhausted and I'm in bed under my heated blanket, I will use a virtual background. But when I do, I ensure that it's a high-res image and it's not one of those fuzzy situations where, you know what I'm talking about, your head kind of and then, your hair looks silly. So, but in general, I avoid them as much as I can, because I know that I can optimize whatever environment, that I'm in. I think blurring your background is okay. But to me, I'm what are they hiding? And I'm judging. I really am. I'm judging everybody on camera, going oh, come on, just lower the angle or move to the side, or if you just make a couple of tweaks, it could be great. And so my mission is to optimize audio and video performance, because we are all going to be on camera for the rest of our lives, right? Whether we like it or not. And we might as well roll with it and do our best. Are there any questions before I proceed? I don't want this to sound like a lecture. It really is the conversation. And I do appreciate it if you're willing to turn your cameras on, and I will try to be as gentle as possible when I rip your setup in a very kind way. Okay. I work with brain damaged young people every day. Okay. My demographic is 20 to 25, and their brains are just not fully formed. Right. I always try to when I provide a critique, by nature, I'm very blunt and honest, but I understand that I don't ever want to hurt anyone's feelings. So I'll try to make a critique sandwich. I'll say something nice, and then I'll say something really horrific, and then I'll end it with, a compliment. So, but I do.
Dina, I already got called out.
Yeah, she did.
We prepped a few minutes, and I'll show you what she said my problem was. You're going to see it. So I have I talk a lot with my head, and I have an autofocus webcam, and it's a Sony, and you will watch me and you'll keep seeing me going like this. And so Dina suggested that I do a manual focus and not move around so much.
I don't mind the moving around. The moving around is messing with the face recognition, and it's impossible not to move around. That's not realistic. Look, I'm moving.
Yeah. And I'm laughing about your background. You have books. And I am always, who else does this? Don't you love to lurk on people's bookshelves and see? Yeah, right?
Lurk away. Tell books about TV.
I don't know if you remember the beginning of the movie. Oh God, it was about the guy who wrote Robert Caro, The Power Brokers. And everybody during the pandemic had a copy of The Power Brokers on their bookshelf. That's how the movie opened, with this panning bookshelves on Zoom calls where The Power Brokers was there, so that people would seem well read. I've seen color coordinated bookshelves.
Yeah, I kind of attempted that. Look at all the red ones.
I see.
Yeah. And then, my stepdaughter taught me that. She's insane and OCD. But it can look pretty. Yeah. I didn't go to that. Well, I kind of did. Look, all the black ones are right there. See? But anyway, yes, you can color code your books, and you can really go bananas with your setup. This happens to be my office on campus, right? So I am a professor, therefore, hopefully this is a professorial setup, right? I have a different setup at home that is more personal. And I have some shelves with some cute stuff. I have paintings that my sister gave me, and they're all very strategically, framed for my home office. And let's be frank, in your home setup, there's only so much you can do with the space that you have. I'm in a guest bedroom that moonlights as a home office. So there's a bed, there's a queen bed right there. So what I want to start with is that I believe that a webcam is essential. And I want to show you, if I go into my Zoom settings, what happens. Let me go back. 1 second.
I can be your guinea pig if you want me to, and do the.
Just need to get my mouse on the right screen. Okay. So here we go. So here's my settings. All right. I'm going into my settings, and I'm going into video. I have an HD huddle cam, which I will put the link in the chat in a moment. Okay. HD huddle cam. I was at NAB 2 years ago, and they came out with this camera that I love, and I got work to pay for it. It's kind of pricey. It was $300. So I don't know that I would, yeah. Yeah, I'll put the link in the chat. And what I love about it is it comes with this nifty little remote. And so I can pan, I can tilt, I can show you my Barbies, my reporter Barbies, see? Or not, and I can do a slow zoom, right? And do a fast zoom. Like I can be in complete control of my shot, right? And so that's why it's really critical, I think, to let's do that. Where was I? It was kind of about there, right? Yeah.
You got it.
So if I, for example, switch to my FaceTime HD camera, this is what you get. If I'm using the camera on my laptop.
Right. And so is your camera on a tripod or is it?
No, my camera is on,
just,
so I have a dual monitor setup.
Mm-hmm.
Right. See, this is disgusting. Like I have to change it. I can't even like look at myself. I have a dual monitor setup, and then the huddle cam sits on the right monitor, and then my laptop is connected, to the dual monitors. That is my my home setup. Now, if I didn't have access to my webcam, I could use the camera on my laptop, but I would do things very differently. I would, if I cannot manipulate the shot, then I will manipulate the computer, the laptop, to be like an optimal, like for eye level. I'm always looking at the camera. I'm not looking down. I'm not looking up. I'm not like, oh, let me just like check my email and like be distracted over here. Like, no, I'm maintaining eye contact with my webcam. This is my office webcam. At home, I have a Logitech C920 that's super old. Gosh, I want to say it's
but the takeaway is an external
webcam is it makes such a dramatic difference, especially one that you can control. So this is a fancy one, granted, but for $60, $90, you can get a nice Logitech. And then what you want is to go with a webcam that also has software that you can download, so that instead of a physical remote, you can control the shot on your computer. Yeah. So I highly, highly, highly recommend a webcam. That's like step one. It's such a worthy investment.
Yeah. And, I think I see Felix Zeltner is on the call. He's also a big believer in external webcams. It reminds me because I get lazy and sometimes I just use my computer camera like everybody does. And
Sure. So do I. Yeah.
It's just quick and dirty. And so you watch but you should watch for backlighting. And I don't know, you can see, I actually have no curtains. I'm up in our house upstate now, and the sun will move, and I will change lighting while we're talking, which is
you are very well lit, Robin. I will give you that. You are very well lit. But let's say that we were on a call, with Asia at 9 p.m. I'm in San Francisco, so I'm on Pacific time, and I know a lot of people who do evening calls. So, so since you brought up lighting, obviously natural lighting is absolutely the best. Natural lighting that's like ideally coming from an indirect source. So to my right, that way, I have a window, an office with a window, and it happens to be a moderately decent day in San Francisco. Most of the time in this neighborhood, it's extremely foggy and overcast. So, I can't always rely on natural light, which brings me to my next point about lights. So this little guy, come on now. This little guy, wait, hang on a second.
Oh, I think we have matching lights. Yeah.
Okay, this little guy literally is $25 for 2 of them on Amazon. Happy to put the link in the chat. And so what I do, the reason you want 2 is just basic lighting concepts. If you have one on your left and right, it's so much better than using a stupid ring light in your face. Because the ring light, and I do have one, the ring light is going to cause this dumb glare. You see that? Look at my glasses. Look at that. That's ring light for you. That is shite, okay? You don't want that. Now, not all of us wear glasses, so if I'm not wearing glasses and I've got my ring light and I can actually control the temperature, right, the temperature, yeah, that's warm. That's a little cooler. I don't know if you can tell that subtle difference there, that's a ring light, which is great. Okay, here's my warm ring light, and here's, Dina talking and whatnot. Yeah. It's fine. It's better than it was before. But as soon as I put my glasses on, I can't even stand myself,
Yeah.
Distracting. Not just for me, but, if I'm on a job interview, So going back to
the TikTok, the makeup people, they use ring lights, right? Somebody uses ring lights. The TikTokers that do the makeup things, I think they like that.
Because they can put the phone in the middle. So they don't deal with the ring.
Right.
And that's lovely. And that's probably what they were invented for phones, not for remote work. So Jessica said, to be clear, square lights for glasses, yes, 2 of them, one on your left and right. And then what you can do is you can also change out these filters.
Yeah.
I saw God, $20 on Amazon. It's called
I'm gonna bring. Oh, I didn't bring mine around.
Called the eMart, and I'll put the link. Literally the cheapest lights, whatever. And they have a little stand, and I put them here, and I'm gonna turn it on. Kind of intense, right? You can still see the glare on my glasses a little bit. So I'm gonna manipulate this light so that I'm better lit, but it's still not in my face. It's not here, It's just gently off to the side to where it's yeah, exactly, Ray, exactly, So lighting is critical. Investing in a little set of lights will make all the difference in the world. Now, let's talk about audio. So I have this Rode. And a lot of podcasters use it. I like it. It's white, it's pretty. It does the job. But I do have an external mic in my permanent office setup. Now, I'm not saying that a microphone is essential. However, when you optimize your audio, when you use the right external mic, what you're also doing is you are drowning out ambient audio in your background. And Zoom has some of these really cool features, actually, where you can, they're getting better at audio settings. And, you also have Teams, and what's the other one? Google Meet. Google Meet is the worst. But, if your dog barks, or if your kid screams, or, you know what? The gardener. like with the lawnmower or whatever's happening, the garbage trucks outside. So if that's happening in a meeting and you have a microphone, so much better. And then, there's this little nifty guy. Again, super cheap. This was a package with the ring light. And it's like Zoom does process most noise. It's true. But, let's discuss people who are naturally soft-spoken. And let's say that I was at this level and I was making a presentation and, I'm kind of shy and I'm in this big meeting and, here's my presentation and this is like critically important. And, I'm pitching this thing and this is the volume that I'm like talking at. And, and I'm just like kind of mumbling and is the best I can do. No, that's not going to work. You really need to like make your theater persona kick in when you're in a video meeting. I realize it doesn't come as naturally to everyone. And again, I'm a teacher. I can project my voice to a friggin' auditorium. I don't need a mic. But I always prefer one because a microphone used well will command better attention. I'm a fan of, headsets. I don't like the wired ones because I think they look stupid. I really do. I don't like this like messy wire look. If you have to do it, of course, do it. AirPods are great. And Apple is getting better at the AirPods. I didn't like my older AirPods because the battery would just give out after 2 hours. And if I had to be on Zoom calls all day, that's not going to work. I don't want something to just die on me. That's my problem with these like sort of wireless Bluetooth, headsets.
How do you feel about over the ear? I find them, well, they're very bad for your hairdo, but like
they don't. I mean, if you're vain like me, they just don't look good. Yeah. But I prefer them. I prefer over the ear to the dangly wire situation. Yeah. At least it looks like you're professional and you're paying attention. Yeah.
So are you ready to take on, we've done audio, we've done video, we've done lighting. Are you ready to take on one of our prospects up here and do a little remodel?
I'd love to. Who's gonna volunteer to optimize?
I'm gonna, Carrie, can I call on you? I'm gonna volunteer my husband who's 3,000 miles on the other side of the country. And I haven't seen him in so long. Carrie, would you turn on your camera? And he's on a ski trip for the month, so he looks like he's been in on a ski mountain. And thank you for making the time for us. Ready to be made over?
I'm on a ski trip with a laptop, so I have no ability to do anything. At home, I use a webcam and a JLab nice microphone and lighting. But here I am without even having shaved. So
other than the razor, though, maybe there are some simple things that you could do even if you have no equipment, right?
Absolutely. Stop making excuses, Carrie. There are things you can do on your laptop in your vacation home. So if you wouldn't mind, because I'm spotlighted, so I can't really see Carrie. So either spotlight
I'm sorry.
With us. I can't.
I have never. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. That's good. That's good. First of all, close the door behind you.
Yeah. Your bedroom door. Mm-hmm.
It's like, good. Because that sliver of light is very distracting. The angle is all off. So you're, that's better. It's
I
better.
didn't really, yeah.
You don't have to be like right in the center of the shot. Do you see how I'm sort of off center? And that's how you would frame an interview. If you were doing, a documentary.
Can I say, are you drinking a lot of wine while you're away? My eyes went right to the wine bottles.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
My goggles keep my eyes white, and then below them I get a lot of light. So
It's fine.
it's,
Yeah. So if let's pretend, Carrie, that you were on a very serious
installation, so we can see if we can give you like any.
I'm gonna wait for someone to mute. This is so classic.
Somebody, yeah.
I just muted, so I think we're good. Whoever
Okay.
that was.
Okay, Carrie, you're being interviewed for the job of your life right now. And that's really how people's framing should be set up. So go behind you and lose the wine, shove it out of the shot.
Lose the what?
The wine bottles.
The wine bottles behind you.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wait, Jim Louderback says, no, don't.
Okay. Well, now you have a door, and that's boring. I actually liked the kitchen. It was fine.
Jim, you watch out or you'll be up next. And we don't know what you're drinking.
Oh, keep going. What's that painting?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. We're getting better.
Running into my power cords and stuff, but yes, okay.
That's good. That's good. Why is the angle all weird? Why is the angle like this?
I put the laptop on top of an upside down tray to raise it a couple inches, but I really should probably be up here.
Yes, that's where you should be. That's it.
So, Carrie, you're very good. You're a good student.
Yeah. Now my laptop's on top of
Oh, I mean, dramatically better. Dramatically.
Except that it can fall off the coffee cup.
Okay, so there's a guy with no extra equipment.
What's that? Is that a rock on the corner? What is that? And what is that?
It's a bowl with art in it. It's kind of.
Oh, that's so pretty.
It is very nice, but when you only see it,
if
it's a little distracting. Yeah.
If you had that gorgeous painting and that beautiful piece of art, humor me and take your computer over to where the painting would be in your back and your behind you, not the door.
This is such a reality show. I'm loving this.
Just humor me. I know there's not a desk there. I know it's not practical. I'm just making a point.
Okay.
Move over.
I mean, I can rotate, but the table has an end, so.
The table has an end. Okay. You can't move the table?
Well, it's a big table. And my laptop's on a cup, so if it like goes kunk, it's going to fall off. But here we go.
And we rent this place to anybody when we're not there. So it's up in the Canadian Rockies. So.
That's much better. But I don't want to see that thingy that's next to the painting in the shop. Yeah.
There's a carpet in the way of going any further. I can't like.
Okay, that's fine. Now get your body to where that it's not. I want your body to cover the doorknob.
My body to cover. I don't see the door. Oh, that door.
Look at your shot. Look at your shot. Yeah. So you're framed right now. Your head is right in between the painting and the door. You know, it's relatively okay, but I think that's much, much better than the initial, door not fully closed and, kitchen. Kitchen is fine. It's just, I would have said remove the plate off the shelf so that the shelves are empty equally. And I would have sort of decluttered the counter a bit. That's it. That makes sense?
And
then
I would too if I known I was going to be here.
Right. I really.
Robin bullied you into being my first victim.
I set you up. I set you up for it. I appreciate your doing it. Does anybody else want a little bit
I'll
of
be nice,
makeover?
I swear.
I'll take some help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you spotlight? Is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sarah, and I need help back here. I've been trying to. I recently flipped my desk so I'm like in a better angle with the window. It was behind me before, which wasn't great for what I was trying to do. But I definitely need some help.
Okay, okay. So first, do you have a webcam or no?
I do have a webcam. I have the Insta360 webcam. I don't know if I like it because I feel like I can't manipulate it as well as I want to, but maybe I haven't messed with the settings properly.
First thing that strikes me, Sarah, is that the height of your chair is like a little distracting because it goes over your shoulders. And so if there's any way you can comfortably adjust the back of the chair so that it's lower and it's not creating this like shoulder padding situation. And again, like, you need to be ergonomic and comfortable and whatnot, but
I think I can. I don't know if I can do it right now because
no, don't do it right
setting.
You know what? Get a different chair.
Yeah.
Get on Facebook Marketplace and get like a used, like nice office, like fancy chair, $100, but the back is lower. Like I'm not a fan of this office chair at all, but I actually make a conscious effort to like not have it in the shot. So I'm actually sitting up very straight.
Okay. No, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And then whatever that is in the corner, what is that? No, the other corner.
This way.
No, that's
the
other way.
This way. I have like an L-shaped desk, so I think I need to like angle myself better, like zoom in.
Angle it so that I don't see the desk. I don't want to see the desk.
I need to like zoom it in. Here.
Yeah, here we go. This is way better actually. Good.
Just keep zooming it.
Keep zooming and then tilt up so you have more headroom.
Like that?
More headroom.
More headroom this way.
Headroom meaning the distance between your head and the top of the shot. See, that's already so much better.
Yeah.
What's going on in the other corner?
It's like a stand-up lamp thing that I need to move out of the frame.
Move it. Yeah. Just shove it out. This is so fun. Okay, great. Now there's something, I don't know what it is. It's like tiny.
Thermostat on the wall. I don't know if I can move that.
No, but can you just scoot you have a webcam, right? So just, boom. Ugh, but then we have the desk. I don't want the desk.
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
Maybe I just need to be higher than the desk.
Huh?
I need to be above it. And then you can't see me.
Yeah, and you can also adjust the height of your chair accordingly to where you have, the most minimalist, beautiful, not distracting background. Sarah, what do you do for a living?
I'm a fractional chief operating officer.
What does that mean?
Operations. I help businesses run, grow, scale.
Okay. Do you have any like accolades or like, I don't know, professional stuff? For example, like, I don't know, framing a magazine cover, Operations Weekly. I don't know, or maybe a certificate or a diploma, or like, what's a visual that would communicate professionally that you totally know your shit? And if you could put one on your left and right, just really simple, but just a very simple frame. Or what you could do is you could get two vertical wall shelves, like a ladder, two ladder shelves, to your left and right, and just put like cute things like, I have like my elephants.
Yeah.
Like a tiny, what am I trying to say? Like a narrow ladder, two ladder shelves, in whatever color scheme you like I personally like white and gold, whatever, right? Yeah. So simple, so elegant, and really it's gonna up your game, and then you can keep changing your little knickknacks.
Yeah, no, I think that would be really good. That's exactly what I need.
And then it's perfect because and you're really lucky, Sarah, because you have a blank slate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, this is so important for both of you, for everybody here, because it's not just, Yes, there are low stakes video calls, like when you're talking to your family or something. But you are a set designer also. At the end of the day, you are in the broadcast business, all of us, and so you just now I'm looking at mine that has a half a window frame and a duck and going.
I don't mind the duck. I like the duck. It's just that I don't know what's going on with Robin. If you like move, no, like I don't want to see the white stuff.
Yeah, I know that's my window.
Well, if you could just pan, if you could pan left or right or whatever, just get the white part
But
of
Robin, I think the duck is perfectly because you always quack us up.
John, John, I hear your voice. Do I see your camera? Are you ready? John Idelson, are you ready?
I'm here. No, I'm not ready. I'm in my messy office. I'm not in my studio.
I know, but you definitely speak your part.
It is. This is
Dina, meet John Idelson. I introduced you on email.
Well, we've already corresponded. I was supposed to go there on Friday and see you in your San Francisco class. You and I are fellow professorates at San Jose, at San Francisco State. I was at Chico, now at Monterey. And we're getting together. I'm in Monterey now, but we're getting together with the CSU Media Arts Group. So that's all. This is the connection. But yes, Robin's the one who made the connection.
So John tries to show off, but I think actually your setup says who you are. Dina,
your setup says exactly who you are. I actually love it. I mean, yes, you could definitely declutter. But
I did declutter it for today.
Why are there 2 clocks behind you?
I should show you how bad the office is. This is terribly embarrassing. My wife would hate me, but let me do a quick switch here if I can make this work.
Now we're all messing with our,
I know everybody's messing.
Like,
so
whatever the light pole fit, like get that out of the way. You know, I do love I love the on air. Like,
So this is what the office looks like.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So you see those CDs, or are those awards?
Where?
Those
are paper clips.
No, next to the
below the paper clips, I think. The CDs hanging up.
CDs?
Are they CDs?
No, that's a fan.
Oh, we love it.
Get it out of the shop. Can you?
Oh yeah, no. This is my office. I have a studio downstairs, and I should probably go downstairs to show you the studio. It's a gray wall, blank wall. Let me switch back to my other camera.
It's pretty funny. We have another, there's somebody else on the call that actually has developed a product that will solve all our problems. Ray, do you want to explain a little bit about what you're working on?
Be happy to, because this device that I'm on a copy of it. You see it behind me.
Harry, can you spotlight? Yeah.
Is called Ivy. And it's designed similar to a teleprompter where I can actually see you and I'm looking at the camera, although there's a mirror that separates me from the camera. So I'm actually having a conversation with people. I don't have to work at it. It's nice and easy.
Yeah.
And I'm very comfortable about it. And it's a whole package because I believe strongly.
Yes, you're so right. Thank you, Ray, for saying that. Mm-hmm.
So it's called Ivy, and you can find it at myivi.com, myivi.com. And it sits on your desk, plugs into any USB-C in your laptop, and it replaces your webcam, your monitor, and a beautiful sound system.
What inspired you to invent it?
Robin's being generous. I'm not the inventor. The inventor is a world famous ophthalmologist who invented this back during COVID. And I've taken the job as managing director of the U.S. company.
And are you going to tell us how much it's going to set us back to buy one?
For Robin, for you, we always make a special.
For anybody listening to the show,
the call, get a coupon?
Anybody on the show gets the veg deal.
Send me a note at ray@myiv.com, and we'll take care of you.
And I'm speaking on the Ivy right now also.
John, you have one as well?
I do. It's sitting right in front of me.
Who would think? So, Jim Louderback, can I call on you? I know you're in your hotel room, so you'd be a perfect example of what to do if you're just...
Yeah, you're just not, Yeah, in control.
Sure, go right ahead. Call me. I just got to New York.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, here I am. You can see that I'm in the
I don't want to see pillows.
Wait. So I will just, in my defense, I was downstairs on the second floor for a call, and they actually have a really cool background that looks like it's a snake in a jungle. So you probably wouldn't have liked that either. But no, you don't want to see pillows. The trouble is, I've got a great view of the city, but then you can't see me, and you can't really even see the city either.
Which city are you in, Jim?
New York City.
New York.
Just got here. Let's see if we can find something that is inoffensive. I should probably take my headphones. How about if I hang out in the shower? No, that's probably not good.
Are you going to Jeffrey
Oh, I love this regrets thing. Regrets is great.
All right, here. I'm not going to turn the water on, but we're just going to hang out here.
He's going to take a giant dump right now.
Now,
You missed the beginning of Jim.
this?
You missed the beginning of the show. We showed some real fails on Zoom, the Jeffrey Toobin moments.
I did. I saw it, and then I had to jump off because I got a call. So
It was
yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to make this work. Probably, maybe just coming over here and being like, blank wall. Here we are. Is that
what? If all else fails, that's it. But there's too much headroom now, so you need to.
It's because I'm balancing my computer on my knee.
And your camera adjusted your color. You looked really pale at the first shot. So you did something changed.
Where's the desk?
And ladies, I'm just going to say, ladies, tell me if I'm wrong, Dina. More makeup than less if you're on an important Zoom call, like
foundation at the very minimum. You know,
the worst day of my life was when I found out Zoom had a beauty filter, and I went to turn it on, and I found out it already was on. That was it. That was as good as it was going to get. And so I've learned, foundation. You're right.
Although Zoom does have touch up my appearance, and so I do have that enabled at about 30%.
So I could give a little insight on June and Zoom and the touch-up appearance. We were an early client of Zoom. And when they put that in there, I was saying to my son who works for Zoom, why are you doing that? There's so many other features we need. And he says that was the most requested feature. It had some problems, though, because the term touch-up has a different term in Britain. So they had to really deal with international.
Fill me up. Is it bad?
But yes, basically.
That's
so that's their first learning that they're an international company.
We'll send you the slides. I think you missed the beginning.
Really
we did talk about Zoom's early days.
Jim looks so much better.
But if you're talking makeup, this is what I use.
Dr. Shine?
De-shine. So the forehead is even shinier now, but it's I'll do another.
I have somewhere. I have
De-shine. That's pretty good.
I have oil absorbing sheets, and really like
Jim has a towel.
It worked.
Do you know how expensive those towels are, Jim, in New York?
We've probably got time for one more makeover. Yes. Do I see any takers? Anybody want to have their shot looked at? You don't want me to play teacher and just pick on you.
Don't call on people. No. It's uncomfortable.
Any questions? But really, Jim mentioned this to me.
I'm happy to take questions. Please follow up with me. I'll pop my email. I put my website up there. And as promised, before we run out of time.
And, we didn't talk about mobile devices. I don't know about the rest of you, but nothing drives me crazy.
Phone, then get a portable ring light. That's it.
But nothing drives me crazier than a meeting, and I've done it myself, and I hate when I have to do it, when you're walking down the street and making the other person nauseous.
Have your video off if you're going to do that.
Yeah.
You're going to be walking and talking. Why are you turning your video on? But if you can get a little portable ring light and stick your phone in it, like this one folds up. You stick your phone, and the most important aspect is the tripod. So if you're on your phone, you need a stable shot, because if it's not a stable shot, you are making people nauseous. Literally, it's not okay. And if you don't have a ring light, my phone has a case, okay, and I can use it as a stand, right? So at the very minimum, I can stabilize my phone wherever I am, right? And it works with wireless charging. You know, it's really simple. I can try to put the link to it. It's like whatever, $15 on Amazon. But if I'm taking a call on my phone and I'm involving video, it's not going to be shaky. It's going to be the best I can do without a tripod. Is going to be the the phone cover that has the what I just showed you. I don't know what it's called, but and then this one, it actually rotates, so I can have my phone in landscape or in portrait. You know, for like when my mom FaceTimes me and like she will not like shut up. So it's going to be a 3-hour call. Like it's not even a call. It's just mom like doing her monologue. And I just don't want to keep holding it, you know? So, you know, put it on the stand.
So Felix asked one last question about center or off center for his camera angle. Felix, are you on camera? Felix has a great setup.
I'm on my phone, so I'm, fairly.
Where's Felix, can I see him? I can't.
Oh yeah, sure,
Can you
sure
just
you
do
can.
the thing
Hi.
like see everyone? Just do like, don't spotlight me anymore.
Kara, can you turn on everybody's cameras and we just
This just be helpful. Like I want to see.
get a
everyone.
quick look?
Hey
or-
Dina.
Not enough
Hey
of my
Robin.
face.
I can. Where are you?
So I was just wondering, Dina, whether you recommend being off center or center in general.
I always recommend off center.
How come?
Okay, first of all, why are you shaky? You're on your phone?
Yes.
He normally has a very good camera and a very good setup. I think
It's fine. I actually love your setup. It's beautiful.
And he had a good point about taking calls on the
Thank
New
you.
York City streets because people love seeing, just turn your camera around
Oh.
instead of watching you
you
bounce up and down.
Do you have one of these gizmos?
No, I was just because I usually sit in a center and I wonder if there's any sort of advantage. Is it because people are being used to seeing people off center on television, or is that?
It's because it's the production aesthetic of television.
Ah, okay.
Watch any interview that is done like documentary style, like, so, you know, you're doing an in-depth interview with a
Right.
subject,
Interesting.
and they will be just slightly offset. So like, you know, of course I could center myself. Here I am, I'm in the center. It's not a bad thing. It isn't. I'm not saying don't be in the center. In your case, Felix, you are actually better off in the center because of the framing of your setup. You
Yes.
know, you need to be centered. For this situation does not make sense for offset.
Okay.
So
Got
it just depends on the setup and the situation.
Okay. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
So
My pleasure.
I'm just gonna. Why can't I? Jim, while you're on this call, I want to wrap things up. First of all, by thanking Dina. Can we hear it for Dina
Thank you all so much
for
taking
everybody
time out.
for recognizing we are, and Dina said it in the beginning of this conversation, we are all in the broadcast business now. You spend your life in front of cameras and have to think about, yes, the audio, yes, the lighting, yes, the video, but also what you're presenting to your colleagues and potential business folks. Which brings me to, you see Jim Lauterbach on screen from his hotel in New York, but next month you'll see him leading the next meeting, and he will be previewing the Creator Lab that we're building at the NAB show. You'll get to hear from Adobe, Blackmagic, LucidLink, Create, and a bunch of other AI folks who will be talking with Jim, kind of highlighting what we'll be doing at that show. And finally, if you really miss us and can't live the month without us, go to the ces.tech page, click on the videos on demand. You can see everything we produced about creators at the creator space at CES. It's pretty great. If you want to see the first AI generated keynote speech, we did that at Silicon Valley Video Summit, siliconvalley.video. And there's some great, if you care about video as a medium, that's where I met Dina actually. Take a look at some of those videos. And then if you care about beauty, you can hear me talk about high-tech beauty. If you listen on Spotify or any other platform, just type in Cosmo Factory. And that's where we've been this month. And with that, any last thoughts, questions? It is pandemic. It is Pandemic Remembrance Month. We were all here learning how to use Zoom 5 years ago. March 2020 is when Zoom really stepped into the limelight and became the people's tool. So I think it's worth remembering. We learned a lot, and we'll keep learning together. So see you next month. Dina, say goodbye one last time.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.